Hey, guys! It is Old Man G here, back again with a not with a live. I haven't actually done one of these in a while. It's a live post-match reaction. It's the Dole Derby, Manchester United nil, Manchester City nil, with a live post-match reaction, and that was dull. That was dead. But before we get into it, if you're new to the channel, remember to like, share, and subscribe to Red Devil Studio. Follow us on Twitter, WeUniteX, and smash that notification button for latest news. And get those likes up. But because to be honest, it's probably the only positive thing to come from that entire game. That was awful. That was so bad. I don't really know. And if, obviously, I'm going to put a. If anyone wants to have their say on the game, by the way, I'm just going to put the link in the description. If you want to come on and have your thoughts and views on the game, I'll put you backstage. But yeah, you can come in, just click the link, and then you can have your thoughts on the game as well. Shout out to Saints FC Vlog, and shout out to Kobe and also KSI in the chat. Really appreciate it. But yeah, guys, that was dead. That was dead. What I would say, in fairness to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and the boys, is that I didn't expect Pep Guardiola to really play that defensive. I generally didn't expect Pep to play that defensive at all. He started with two holding midfielders. People forget that with Rodri and Fernandinho. So he basically played 4-2-3-1 with Gabriel Jesus, the lone striker, who I've never really rated as a lone number 9. Like, he's not that great. Raheem Sterling and Mahrez. Sterling was causing Wan-Bissaka some problems, which was unusual. But Luke Shaw, to be honest, pocketed Mahrez most of the game. Kevin De Bruyne had a few chances, but even he was getting more and more frustrated. Yeah, it's just strange. It was a strange affair. And to be honest, I got the impression that both coaches were perfectly happy playing out for a point. I mean, I don't know what your thoughts on the comments, guys. While I just share this video. Give me 2 seconds. Post-match reaction. Remember to share the video, guys, and get involved. But yeah, it was dull. It was dull, and I'm glad that we didn't lose. But you know, if we were going to make a title statement, I know I shouldn't be talking about that, but if we were going to make some sort of a statement, this was not the game. I certainly think they would have given us breathing space if we'd gone for the win. But Maguire, and actually even Suspect Dream even says, how Maguire actually played well. And I agree, actually. I actually thought Maguire played very well, actually. I was very surprised. He kept the clean sheet. He made blocks. He was okay. Like I said, very weird, very strange. You know, it's almost similar to sort of Chelsea, really. No one really wanted to go for it. Keeping the shape the same. Ollie not making substitutions. You know, a draw's a draw. I guess you could be thinking they could be thinking about the fact that we've got midweek games. You know, we have a game against Sheffield United, which I think we should comfortably win. If we don't, then we're asking serious questions. Luke Shaw looked good. I guess is another positive. I certainly think he probably looked a bit better than Telles has done. I bet Telles is better at crossing. We still have issues with our. Kobe says that as well. Actually, Kobe wasn't too bad. Luke Shaw was definitely manager. I agree. You know, the irony is that the players that you feel Pogba, I think, had an okay game. I lost the ball a few times, but I think he had an okay game. I think my big issue was, again, the problem that I've seen so many times with this United is that the likes of Greenwood and Rashford, if you're going to play two up top, which is what Ollie did, they can't hold the ball up. They can't hold the ball up at all. You know, it just wasn't going to work. Greenwood and Rashford's persistent inability to make good decisions cost us games. You know, there was one chance and a half where I think Greenwood just went for the shot. I think Rashford is open, like just square it through. Same thing with Pogba. Fernandez made. I think what I'm saying is that although we created a few chances, I think our attacking players didn't really help that much today. I think if you're going to give any man of match performances, it should actually go to our defenders. Our defenders, with the exception of probably Wan-Bissaka, who has been looking more and more shaky recently, which is starting to concern me. I don't know whether that's just him or whether that's just, you know, the tactical setup that we have. But like he's just not looking great. Come on, guys, 7 people, a lot of people watching. Get those likes in. Get those likes in. So been watching. Let's get to your comments. But let me know what do you guys think? I guess what I'm saying is that I feel we win that game if Pep comes to play. I don't think Pep Guardiola came to play, and that actually surprised me. I also think that we potentially win this game if Ole Gunnar Solskjaer makes subs, brings on Van der Beek and Matic, etc., because it was clear that the players looked really, really tired. But you know, that's my 2 cents. So just I'll get to your guys' comments in a second. Geez, this is all. Yeah, cool. Yep. So look, Tactical Manager, thank you for coming in, buddy. Hopefully we have you on soon as well. Hope I come onto your channel. If you guys are watching, head over to Tactical Manager. Really brilliant content. Subscribe. Shout out to Tactical Manager, and the same to Suspect Dream. Sorry. Sterling has agricultural crops in his head. By the way, that was the only interesting part. Oh, come on. So Sterling doesn't tend to do that well against. I mean, someone even said this. I don't think Sterling has ever scored against Manchester United. He just doesn't seem to do well against us. I can't remember when Jesus scored against us. Strange. Man City didn't do anything. Made it easy for Jerry Maguire to collect his money. Yeah, I mean, I agree with that. Well, I mean, to be fair, there was that chance. Was it the De Bruyne chance where like Harry Maguire basically blocked it? So he did make a full body block there. So you got to give credit for him in that respect. But yeah, Manchester City really didn't do that much, and I think that's on Pep. That's on the coach. I don't think Guardiola came to Old Trafford to outplay United and get a win. I think if any one of those teams nicked the 1 goal, you couldn't really complain that much. It doesn't really benefit any of the teams, in my opinion, aside from the fact that United are a point ahead of City right now. And looking at I think Everton are playing Chelsea, so we'll see how that goes. Who are City playing next? I'll just have a quick look. Who are City playing next? It doesn't really benefit. They're playing West Bromwich Albion at home, so that should be an easy dub for City on Tuesday. And we're playing Sheffield United away, so they should be easy dubs. You'd think. Man City didn't do much or attack our defense. Yeah, sorry. That's KSI's thoughts. Ollie out. He was playing for a draw. Yeah, I think he was. It's not in our DNA to play for the draw. We always play for the win. Only gonna please take the. I mean, I don't even really believe that really. I mean, what I would say is that I don't think we necessarily set up for a draw. You know, we didn't play. It wasn't like we were playing 3 at the back or 5 at the back or anything like that. We certainly set up to. The way I sort of see the game is that I think looking at this game, we certainly set up to go against City on the break, but I also think that we didn't really want City to have dominance in the midfield, which is basically what happened because we played a diamond, you know, with Fred, Matic, Pogba, etc. So if City were going to do anything, it was going to be from the wings, you know, because we were quite narrow and quite compact, and so City were going to have to use the wings, and they obviously did via Wan-Bissaka on the right, and that caused us a few problems. But to be honest, on the left, I don't think Riyad Mahrez did particularly well. I think he was average. I think Luke Shaw pocketed him fairly comfortably. And Gabriel Jesus felt quite isolated most of the time, you know. So like I said, I think if any City were away, I guess. So I guess you can't really say that they didn't have to. But I guess I'm saying I was still very, very surprised that that Pep Guardiola, I guess what I'm saying is that Pep Guardiola respected Ole in that way. He respected him because he played with 2 other midfielders. Shwanza Khan says it was cowardly tactics by Ole. I wouldn't say it was cowardly tactics initially. I don't think you could say it was cowardly tactics initially. Maybe at 65, 70 minutes, you're thinking, right, Ole, bring on Van der Beek or something. But I wouldn't say at the start it was cowardly tactics. Like I said, we didn't play a back 3 or back 5. We played a back 4 with a diamond and a 2, which given what we have is I think is fairly reasonable. We held the ball, we played quite well, at times towards in the beginning, even I would argue the beginning of the second half, the first 15, 20 minutes, I thought we were the much better team. City looked woeful. You know, like I said, I think that you know, I don't want to go on Ollie in too hard this one, because, like I said, I think if anything, I was surprised by how defensive City were. I didn't expect City to be that as defensive as they were, and I think that probably is what threw off Ollie. But at the same time, I still expect him to make substitutions. I still expect him at 65, 70 minutes to bring on Van der Beek to try and chase the game, and we didn't, and that's frustrating. Remember to like the vid, guys. Like the vid and share. Really, really, really appreciate it, everybody. I know the points we need to get him out. I've had enough. He's not gonna leave. I mean, this is the thing. Like, I think that I keep on saying to people, it's just like, from what I can see, I mean, let me just see if I can I'll just get the table up. I'll just quickly share screen that to see where we are. Let's get the table up. That's Manchester City right now. Okay. So here's the table right now. Tottenham obviously are top with 11 games played. 24 points. Liverpool 11 points, 24 points. Chelsea 12 games played. 12 games played. No, they're playing now, but right now they're on 23 points. Leicester City 11 games played, 21, and so on. So if you put it in context, if you look at Spurs, who played 11 games, and you look at Manchester United, who played a game wins, we're 4 points from top. That's not a lot. I'm not trying to justify Ollie here, but what I'm trying to say is that, like, you don't sack a manager that's 4 points from first. You don't. I mean, we'll see what happens in the Chelsea game, although they played in an extra game, but you don't. I know we got knocked out of the CL, but like it's not going to happen. So there's no point in really getting yourself riled about it. We just got to hope for the best and see what happens, really. And if he loses against Sheffield United, then I've no doubt he'll be sacked fairly soon. Shout out to Razzlespan. Hope you're doing well. I thought we played well, Mo. Yeah, I mean, I think we did all right. Can anyone tell why that fall behind your background is still at Manchester United? For the reason why I explained, because we're 4 points from first. I know that's, but we're 4 points from first. So you don't sack a manager that's 4 points from top. You don't. I don't know any manager in world football that would sack a manager that was 4 points from top. And unfortunately, from what I understand, the board are quite happy with top four. If Ole Gunnar Solskjaer gets top four again this season, he'll be fine. It is what it is. The only thing I'd say from this game is that what we've learned is that I don't think either United or Manchester City, for that matter, are going to be winning anything big anytime soon. Well, certainly this season anyway. We could have a title race by the end of the week and top of a group, but no. Let's be realistic here. Like, I don't think United are ever going to be in a title race for the squad that we have. But I agree with you on the Champions League situation. But we see like I said, we've got to see what happens. Like, it's still a bit too early to call a garden title anyway, because we're still only a few points from top. But what I would say by the end of this game is that, for me, if we were serious title challengers, we'd be going out to win these types of games at home. I'll bet we do quite well against City at the Etihad, but still. Draco, both teams seem happy with the draw. I think in the end they did. They did. And at the end of the day, it is what it is, isn't it? I don't know. Like I said, I don't know. I know this is like, what's Old Man G saying? What's he doing? So, but it's just really not that much to take from that game, to be honest. Other than that, Ollie's not going to be sacked based on this game. He's going to be here. I've kind of resigned myself to that. So you've got to look at the positives. And the positives that I take from this game, if any, are Luke Shaw looked pretty good, looked pretty solid. Maguire didn't concede, had a good goal, had a decent game. Anything else positive? No one got injured. That's about it, really. Those are really the positives. Those are really the only positives. No one got injured. Sorry. And that's it. That's it. That's it. 10 people watching, guys. Get those likes up. Get those like the vid, like and share. It goes a long way. Really, really appreciate it. And like I said, if you want to come on the stream link, I'll post the link again in the description, and I will share that for those who just want to come on and have their say. In fact, I'll just tweet that out. Give me 2 seconds, everyone. Sorry, everybody, but yeah, I'm going to get to the player rating in the second, which isn't really going to take that long. And then tomorrow we're going to have top 10 Manchester United weekly, where basically we'll be going through like the top 10 players of Manchester United over the last or so. Sorry, quick before I go to the answer. My heart stopped when Fred went down. Yeah. What I would say about Fred is our most important player. Fred is our most important player in that midfield. We are a different team when Fred is playing in that midfield. I'm not saying he's the most talented, but increasingly I think that he's our most important player. Much our most important player, definitely. I've got Tom in the back. I'm going to get Tom on in a second. Nats a horrible diamond. Yeah, it was dead. It was dead, Nats. It was dead. Nats. It's like I said, Nats. I'm genuinely surprised that I thought Pep that might have come out a bit more, but he didn't. And both teams seem to be happy with points. Very cagey, very cautious. None of the doesn't help any of the teams. City are still where they are. United still where they are. So, like I said, the only thing I could take from this game really is just that I don't think either Manchester United or City are going to be winning the title this season. I don't. It is what it is. Right, I'm going to just get Tom on. Let me just put my thing back in. Right. Oh, Tom, are you there?
Hello?
I can hear you. Yes, man.
Yeah.
What were your thoughts on the dead game?
Just felt like two teams wanted to draw, to be honest. That's just as easy as it can be, really. If you want to win like titles and stuff, then you've got to be winning games like this and going for it. And it just felt like we set up just to defend. It felt so much like Chelsea versus Man United. The game,
Yeah.
It felt so much like that. No chances, nothing really happened or anything.
Yeah.
And like you just said there, the dull derby, that is what it was.
Yeah.
It's probably the flattest derby I've seen, probably for a decade, I'm being honest.
Yeah.
Terrible.
It was dull, and like I said, and that's what it was a City friend of mine who's saying. The only thing I could take from this game is I don't think either of these teams are going to be winning the title this season.
Oh no.
They're
miles away.
Yeah.
City have gone from being title challengers to top 4 contenders.
Yeah.
I'm saying that now. They're not going to win the title this season.
No.
And we're in the same bracket. But
Yeah.
we might be going backwards where we're barely going to qualify maybe even for Europa League at the moment, which how some teams are playing in the round. And today would have been a perfect point to have made a statement of intent that we can come up and we can turn up in big games. Mike has been saying where we've had this manager now for over 2 years, and all you can say he's done is he's had probably opportunities to win 3 trophies.
Yeah.
He's had the opportunity to qualify for top 4 twice.
Oh, Tom, are you able to turn up your volume a little bit? Some people in the chat can't really hear that much.
Right, yeah. I'll try and sort that out.
Yeah, I think that's a bit better.
Yeah, I'll just go 1 second.
No worries. I'll quick just read some comments. Horrible, yep. Pep played cowardly. Like I said, Nats, I was surprised that he started with 2 holding midfielders, if I'm honest. I think that was, in a way, that was quite respectful to Ollie. because he usually doesn't play with a Rodri and a Fernandinho. So the fact that he played two CDM, two holding midfielders, for me, told me that he was kind of scared of the counter-attack, and he respected Ollie, in that way, because he doesn't usually, from what I can see, play 4-2-3-1. He usually plays 4-3-3, uses his wingers, obviously De Bruyne, Rodri, and maybe like a Bernardo Silva, whatever, in the midfield, and he does what he does. But yeah, that surprised me. That surprised me, and Nasser agrees. Yeah, now we're both not getting anywhere near. No, I agree. I don't think that. I remember to like the vid, everyone. Like the vid and share the vid. Maybe Tom is right. Maybe this is essentially a top four. I certainly can't see. Certainly can't see any of City or Manchester getting into total. I just don't think it's going to happen. Sorry, 2 seconds. I'm still doing multiple things at once. If you like, I'm just going to go to the player ratings. I don't want to go on for too long. Worldwide Red says they were afraid we'd hit them on the break. Yeah, no, I agree. They definitely were afraid they hit us on the break, but it's like I said. It's just it's respect. It's respect. So in that sense, Pep respected Ollie, and so changed his normal tactics to fit Ollie, because Pep doesn't usually play two holding midfielders or that deep. It just surprised me a bit. I was surprised when Manchester seemed to set up a little, to be honest. Yeah, exactly. So the thing is, I don't think that we set up cowardly. If we played like a back three or back five, then I'd say okay, fair enough. But we played a diamond, We played McTominay, and then Fred and Pogba either side, Bruno Fernandes, and then Rashford and Greenwood up top. Sometimes even going to a 4-3-3. So I don't think that we set up that cowardly. I think what was cowardly about Manchester United is that towards the 65th minute, that we didn't make any changes to really go out and take the game. But in terms of our setup, it's not like we play like a back three or back five. And McTominay, certainly Fred's job wasn't to be another CDM alongside McTominay. It was to sort of not create chances, but sort of really disrupt the play, midfield play, and push on. Need Bruno to knock on Woodward's office and say either I leave or Ollie goes. Yeah, I mean, with what Pogba's doing, there's a very good chance that might be the case. So we've got to see what happens there, because obviously Pogba's made his intentions known. He wants to leave. Now let's get to the player ratings, guys. I'm just going to get the player ratings up before we wind things down. How is it? Yes, there we go. David De Gea. And remember to like the vid, guys. Like the vid. David De Gea. 6. No, actually 7. I'll give David De Gea to 7 because I think that I felt we didn't set up cowardly. We didn't set up as cowardly, and we even played more open 60 minutes. We didn't bring anyone. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I mean. Yeah. That's what I mean. We're on the same level. I'll bring you in a second, Tom. So David De Gea, I would say. Just looking at this. David De Gea, I would say 7. He did make a good save, I think, against Mars. It was, so I don't think played particularly well. Other than that, I don't think David De Gea really had that much to do. Let's quickly just move on. Victor Lindelof, 6. Again, not that much to do. Decent game. Nothing said really there. This is going to be quick, actually, because there really isn't a lot to talk about this game. Dead-ass game. Harry Maguire, I'll give a 7. Harry Maguire did have an okay game, to be fair. Made a few clearances, put his body on the line for one chance, didn't concede for a start, looked settled on the ball, cleared the ball quite a few times. Yeah, give Maguire a 7. Wan-Bissaka, I'll give like a 4. I I do have concerns about Wan-Bissaka. I really, really do. I think that I don't know whether it's tactical because of him coming inside to cover Lindelof, and so I'd be interested to see if you play a Twan-Sibia by how Wan-Bissaka plays. But he's being defensively schooled on that side. It could be also that he's tired. He plays almost every single game on that right-hand side, and maybe he needs a break. But I definitely think he needs a break because he doesn't look great. I'd give Wan-Bissaka a 4, to be honest. I think he struggled at times against Sterling, which was interesting. Luke Shaw, I'm going to give an 8. I know you should give 8s in these types of performances, but I think Luke Shaw had a very good game, was very good defensively. And all Shaw in the background, I'm going to get you guys on in a second. Just to finish off these player ratings. Solid game from Luke Shaw. Solid game. McTominay, everyone in the background knows my agenda against Scott McTominay. To be fair to Scott, I think he did have a good second half. I'll give him an average 6. I don't think he did that much in the first half. But he had a pretty good game in the second half. Made a few good interceptions and some really good passes. That's about it, really. Pogba, I'll give us 7. Had a solid appearance. He did lose the ball a few times. But if there was anybody that was going to make things happen, it was going to be poor Pogba. Whatever you say, whether you're Pogba in and Pogba out, at the end of the day, he still plays for Nanchine, he plays for the badge, and he plays well in terms of the training, and I respect him for that, and I'm going to support him for that. So shout out to poor Pogba. He had a solid game. Fred, for me, it's a tie between him and Luke Shaw for man of the match. I think that Fred always has a solid game for us, and I hope people can see how important Fred is for our team going forward. For me, he gets a solid 8 as well. We missed him against Leipzig. I'm not saying we would have necessarily won per se, but his tenacity, his disruption, his all-around play for me is solid, and it's consistently solid. That for me is the thing with Fred, is that Fred has probably been our most consistent player all season. It's the consistency that we need in this Manchester United squad. Bruno Fernandes, 6. I think he struggled up a few times, was a bit isolated, which you'd expect. I think as well, Bruno Fernandes, a few speculative efforts, much like Rashford and Greenwood, decision making could be better, but it is what it is. Greenwood and Rashford, I'd probably give the same. I'd probably give those guys a 6 as well. I don't think these guys are great as a front two because they don't really hold up the ball that well. But they didn't really do much else. I think that they all seem to work again on their decision making, looking for the pass, not necessarily taking the shot on. They need to improve in that respect because they can be quite selfish at times. Now, I'm going to bring Sean and Tom on. If I just put you guys in the background, that's okay. You're on, but I'm too.
Yeah.
So Sean from Worldwide Red Show, please head over to his channel, like and subscribe to his show. Sean, man, what are your thoughts on that game? That dead ass game.
I just woke up. It was boring, man. It was boring, and I'll tell you what, I was kind of shocked by it, because I thought we would come out and really get a good win here. Because when the manager's under pressure, we usually win. So I'm kind of I don't know what to think about this right now. And I'll tell you what, I didn't hear all your player ratings, and I'll say this again, for me, man of the match for me was probably some between Pogba or Luke Shaw. For me, Fred's in with the shout. Also, I'll say this. I mean, the guy that's a basic footballer, a lot of people know I don't like, is Mr. McPassion. Okay.
Yes.
He's basic, right? But today I'll give praise where it was due. I felt like in these games, a derby or against the Bin Dippers, he knows what it means. So he takes his passion level up another little notch. Yeah. And I felt overall he was solid today, but again, he's so basic. Sideways passing, you know what you're going to get. But I'll say what was it's crazy you're living rent free in my head, G, because what I meant earlier was I felt like Ollie was cowardly in the fact that I feel like Donny van de Beek coming on in the second half around the 60th minute, we could win this game.
Exactly.
It shows the intent that we're going to win, not just like, oh my goodness, I don't want to lose my job. City don't look like scoring. Let's just not change it. And that's the kind of attitude that, for me, again, this is not an agenda. I want Manchester United to win the league and stuff again. And I just don't see it happening with that type of approach.
Yeah. No, I absolutely agree. And like I said, when my City friend Natsa was on, what you could say and what you could take from both of those games, that I don't think that Manchester United or Manchester City are going to be winning the league title this season. No. Like, based on that performance, I don't think you could say that they really look like teams that have the ambition, as it were, to challenge for the title. Liverpool obviously are going to unfortunately be there. Jose will do what Jose does, and Lampard, obviously, because of the amount he spent on reorganizing the squad, I think will be there. Anyone else, I think, is a question of competing for top four. That's my 2 cents. Tom, what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, like you've said, I've been saying for a while that there's just something really weird about this year. Like we've already said, it's been a weird year, and it wouldn't surprise me if something weird happened. Where I've said it for probably a good couple of weeks now. I think Spurs are a major contender, probably even more so. I think Spurs should probably be the favourites based off of recent form. But we could easily put ourselves in that bracket if we were playing properly and we were actually setting up properly in games. Today was a perfect example of why you should have used Donny van de Beek.
Yeah.
Fred is a player who I don't think you can drop in the midfield. Fred's the best of the rest.
Sorry to interrupt. It looks like Everton are ahead against Chelsea. Sigurdsson penalty. That does make things interesting. But go on, Tom.
Yeah. But no, like I said, I think Fred's now becoming more undroppable. And like I've said before, I've wanted to see Pogba, Bruno, and Van der Beek all in the same team. And the way you can do that is you just play a diamond and then you choose the best of the rest, which is Fred. Fred is the best out of himself, McTominay, and Matic. He's the best out of the rest. So you'd easily choose him, and he's brilliant in that holding role where he can just sweep up. His touch isn't the best, no. But players like Van der Beek, who have pretty much the ball glued to their foot, can easily help him out if he needs help. It's simple as that. And football is a team's game. It's not an individual's game. This is why I always say teams such as Barcelona over the years and stuff haven't done really well, is because they rely on one person. With our successful teams that we've had, we've not relied on one person. It's been a full team effort. You could not say probably 10, 12 years ago there wasn't one player who put in 100% each and every single game.
Sorry to interrupt you, Tom. I think this comment sums it up here. Van der Beek made Ajax tick and didn't end up at Real Madrid because they didn't have the money. But Man United, you can't get in ahead of dead passion merchant like McTominay, Ollie.
Facts.
And lastly, all the so-called top breads take extended toilet breaks to watch gifs of McTominay beating his chest on Pia. Well, I don't think that's far from the truth. I've got to round things up because I've got to head off. But I'm just going to ask quickly, guys, who was your man of the match? And I think we've got Sheffield United in midweek, I think coming Tuesday. So 2 questions are: who's your man of the match, and will we beat Sheffield? So Sean, what's your thoughts on that?
For me, like I said, the man of the match, especially if everything going on, for me, it was ultimately Pogba. I mean, whether he's putting himself in the shop window or not, to me, it was a toss-up between him and Luke Shaw. Like I said, Fred was in with the shout. In regards to, by the way, you're right about anything can happen this year. I just watched Jordan Pickford make a world-class save, so anything can happen. So I want to say, and back to and also the comment the guy just made. So isn't it amazing how the two midfielders that Real Madrid have wanted the most in the last 2 years can't get in ahead of Scott McPassion? Just stop and think about that. In our club. But I think that this is arguably the worst team in the history of the Premier League in this Sheffield United team based upon points. So, if we do anything but slap them, it could be a problem. Yeah.
I don't think they've won a single game.
No, they got 1 point.
Yeah. So if we don't win, then I don't really know what to say, to be honest. Although to be fair, the last 2 seasons, didn't we beat them home and away, Sheffield, last season?
No, we drew
Oh my
away and we
goodness,
beat them
2
at home.
saves. We got.
Yo, double save.
Yeah, Pickford is on fire. I'm telling you.
Wow. Okay.
We're going to win the league. I'm just going to put it out there.
Well, he better do that at Anfield. That's all I'm saying. He better do that at Anfield.
Oh, he'll puke all over himself at Anfield.
Tom, your man of the match and Sheffield.
Probably 3 candidates. Both of you have already said the 3 names that I had in mind: Shaw, Fred, and Pogba. Really, I think Pogba's a major shout just because of everything that's been going on with all the talk and everything around him leaving and stuff, and his agent. And I think he's pretty much shut a lot of people up in the last couple of games. Because I think probably the last 3 games have probably been the best I've seen him consistently for a long, long time. Both, even coming off the bench against Leipzig was a completely different player to what I've been seeing for a while. Fred, you've already said it. I think in terms of the way we system and turn defence into attack, I think he's an important player in that sense because he's a player who plays the ball forward. He's not like a Matic or a McTominay who, under pressure, they'll just play the ball back or they'll play a silly ball out of touch. He can see the pass straight in front of him or use diagonal passes, and it's something that I haven't seen that much of. But for now, it's been decent. And sure, it went up against Mahrez, and Mahrez was fucking hell. I think he was the worst player on the field, and being honest, he was absolutely.
Although
shit.
maybe Shaw pocketed him. I mean, it could either. I think Shaw had a good.
Well, I mean, they even brought on another player, Ferran Torres, and he did fuck all for him. He pretty much went up against 2 different kind of players, and still didn't get done that much. And say he's been out injured, I think it was a good performance. But if you were going to make me choose one out of probably all 3, I think I'd probably choose Shaw just based on the fact he's had to go up against 2 different players, and I don't think he really put a foot wrong. Neither player really did, because like we say, I think it's been one of the boringest games I've watched. It's been probably the boringest derby I've watched for 10 years, 100%.
Yeah. Right, just to round up, last comment from Don Magnus. Sheffield Wednesday is exactly the kind of game Ollie will lose and come out in the post-injury smiling.
You mean Sheffield United?
I think he's taking the mick.
Yeah.
I know you're talking about. Thanks everyone who's watching or be watching. Remember, if you're new to the channel, to like, share, and subscribe to Red Devil Studio. Follow us on Twitter and X and smash that notification button. Places Manchester United do. Let me know your thoughts on the game in the comments. Have a nice day, everyone, and cheers.